Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. This is day 609 of our trek, and today is Motivation Monday. We are hiking the series of trails called The Tools in Gramps Backpack. Every Monday for the past 20 weeks, we have explored a different tool that is needed to motivate and equip parents and grandparents to train their children and grandchildren to be successful on their trek of life. If you don't have children or grandchildren of your own, use these tools to train others that you do influence. Today is our 20th and final tool of Gramps' Backpack, and it is wisdom. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. During the past 5 weeks, since Hazel was diagnosed with leukemia, we have been adjusting and refining our schedules to be able to assist wherever and whenever is needed. We are prepared to change our plans and schedules at a moment's notice. If Hazel needs to be taken to a hospital or the other 3 grandchildren need to be taken care of, we are on call and ready. This has happened a few times so far, and we are committed to this part of our living legacy. I am a person who would prefer a structured schedule so that I can plan, work my plan, and then complete my goals and objectives. This change to my structure is contrary to my nature and my comfort zone, but I am gladly adapting to refocus my priorities to what is truly important. It is a stretch and forces me out of my comfort zone, but a change that I am certainly willing and ready to make. As we grow in wisdom, insight, and understanding, we realize that the greatest way to impact the lives of our children, grandchildren, and others that we mentor is to teach them the valuable tools that are found in Gramps' Backpack. As with all teaching, the lessons are more readily caught by the example on how we are living them through our lives instead of just teaching with words. Both are necessary, but godly attributes are more readily caught than taught. The tools that make up a good and godly life, which we have explored over the past 20 weeks, are Jesus, purpose, guidance, courage, perseverance, support, leadership, attitude, faith, patience, value, prayer, humility, optimism, fairness, renewal, love, character, passion, and then today, wisdom. If you've missed any of the past Monday treks, it would be wise to go back and explore these tools from Gramps' Backpack. Well, let's focus on wisdom today. If we are going to teach wisdom to our children, grandchildren, and others that we mentor, we must be wise ourselves. How passionate are you to obtain wisdom? Just as King Solomon taught his children, we need to follow the teachings that are found in Proverbs chapter 2, verses 1 through 8. My child, listen to what I say and treasure my commands. Tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek for them like hidden treasures. Then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord, and you will gain the knowledge of God. For the Lord grants wisdom, and from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He grants a treasure of common sense to the honest. He is a shield for those who walk with integrity. He guards the path of the just and protects those who are faithful to him. Wisdom is one of the most important character traits that we can teach others. But what if you don't feel that you are wise enough yourself to be able to teach others how to be wise? Let's look at my personal example. Even though I have studied wisdom principles all of my adult life, I still feel that I lack wisdom in so many areas of my life. The book of Proverbs is referred to as the book of wisdom. So if you desire to gain wisdom, then continually studying this book of Proverbs should become a habit in your life. And that is the reason why I read a chapter in Proverbs each day that corresponds to the day of the month. I established this habit in my life as a young adult, and I have practiced it ever since. And I have to tell you, I never grow tired of reading and rereading Proverbs. Just one chapter a day provides a rich bounty of wisdom for each day. It only takes 5 to 10 minutes each day, but the seeds of wisdom are planted into my mind each day produces a bountiful harvest of wisdom throughout many areas of my life. I do read it from different translations at time to obtain a fresh perspective of this book of timeless wisdom. And even with this habit of daily reading a chapter in Proverbs, I still feel that I have so much wisdom to gain. So the question is, where should you turn if you feel that you lack wisdom? The answer has to be that you need to turn to God and His Word, who is the author of all true wisdom. Jesus' half-brother James tells us in his letter, chapter 1, verses 5 through 8, if you need wisdom, ask our generous God who will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking, but when you ask Him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with a divided loyalty is as unsettled as a wave on the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything that they do. We do see that there are stipulations that we need to follow to obtain wisdom, but it is well worth the prize. We must have faith in God alone and not be divided in our loyalty to Him. Later in the same letter, James informs us of what wisdom from God should look like in our lives, and that is found in chapter 3, verses 17 and 18. But the wisdom from above is first of all pure. It is also peace-loving, gentle at all times, and willing to yield to others. It is full of mercy and the fruit of good deeds. It shows no favoritism and is always sincere. And those who are peacemakers will plant seeds of peace and reap a harvest of righteousness. So let me ask you another question. Does this verse accurately reflect your life and what you are teaching to your children, grandchildren, and others? I know that I lack at times in these areas, and that is why we need to continually seek for wisdom as if it were silver and gold. We need to continually ask our generous God to pour His wisdom into us so that we can be an image bearer for Him. With these thoughts in mind, we will conclude our trek for today and close Gramps' backpack. But before I do, I will pass this tool of wisdom on to you. Once you have this tool in your backpack, it is up to you to live a life that is filled with wisdom and reflects wisdom to everyone that you meet. It is up to you to demonstrate and teach wisdom to your children, your grandchildren, and others that you mentor. And that means living wisely with every decision and choice that you make, and it needs to be reflected in your life every day. Wisdom needs to become part of the very fabric of your life, and it is then that you'll live a rich and satisfying life that is available to each of us. Next Monday, we will begin a new series on our Motivation Monday treks, and I am praying about how we should focus our trek. If you have any suggestions or a topic that you would like us to pursue, please email me at guthrie@wisdom-trek.com. On tomorrow's trek, we will explore another wisdom quote. This 3-minute supplement will assist you in becoming healthy, wealthy, and wise each day. Thank you for joining me on this trek that we call life. Encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read the daily journal, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe to iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek is downloaded to you automatically. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.